Good morning everyone, this is Miss Xiao here, and I would like to do a short sharing about approximation and estimation. This topic is covered in Secondary 1 for G1, G2 as well as G3 students. So let's go into what approximation and estimation is. And first off, we come to rounding off of a certain number to decimal places. So I have some notes here, and I'm going to try to make sense of these notes. Okay, so when we want to round off a certain number into, say, 1 decimal place, 2 decimal places, 3 decimal places, so on and so forth, we can follow the following rules to get us guided. So firstly, we will look out for the decimal point. Fact that it says decimal places, right? We look for decimal point. Now, next step is to underline the digit in the place value that is to be rounded off to. Let me explain that later with examples. Thirdly, we round up the underlined digit if the next digit, that means the digit to its right, is 5, 6, 7, 8, or 9. On the other hand, we will round down the underlying digit if the digit to its right is 0, 1, 2, 3, or 4. So let's see how we can take these steps into practice. I have a few questions here. So let's take a look at worked example 1. Rounding off 0.43 to 1 decimal place. First step, let's look out for the decimal point. Okay, and as you can see, the decimal point is indicated here, and that's where I will highlight it in yellow. Okay, that's the decimal point. Now, next, step 2, underline the digit in the place value that is to be rounded off to. So 1 decimal place means that after this decimal point, the next number is the first decimal place. This is what I'm going to underline. Okay. Now, next, we have to decide whether to round up or round down this number if the next digit is of 0 to 4 or 5 to 9. Okay, so look, the next number to its right is 3. So does 3 fall into the first group here or the second group? Well, you can see that 3 falls into the group where it says round down. So when we round down, we do not do anything to the underlined digit 4. Hence, our answer to rounding off to 1 decimal place will be 0.4. Next, let's take a look at the next question. Rounding off to 2 decimal places. And here we have 0.457. Let's first look out for the decimal point. That's what I have highlighted. Next, underline the digit in the place value that is to be rounded off to. So looking back at the question, it says round off to 2 decimal places. Okay, so after this decimal point, I need to look at the second digit after that. So 1, 2, I'll underline 5. Next, I need to decide whether my 5 will be rounded up. When it goes up, it will be 6. When it goes down, it will stay as 5. So that will be dependent on the next number, the number to its right. Is it between 5 and 9 or 0 and 4? So you realize, oh, okay, 7 is here in the first group. We need to round up. So when we round up, our 5 now goes up to 6. Yep. After the number 5 is 6. So we will round it up to 0.46. That is to 2 decimal places. Lastly, let's take a look at rounding off to 3 decimal places. And I think by now you will have gotten the hang of it. First step, look out for the decimal point. Okay, so that's what we're going to highlight. Next, we underline the digit in the place value that is to be rounded off to. So 3 decimal places means that after the decimal point, I need to count to the third number. So 1, 2, 3, I will underline 8. Next, we have to decide whether to round up or round down. So digit next to 8 is 2. Where does 2 belong to? Well, 2 belongs to the group that goes round down the underlined digit. So if we round down, we do nothing to the number 8 here. 3 decimal places, it will be rounded off to 0.248. And that will be our solution for the work examples.